Hi, it's Jane, and on today's video for Healthier You, we are going to look at some tips for getting and staying active as you age. I will tell you I am doing a whole series on different things around aging that have to do with those of us that are aging and those of us that we care for that are aging as well. So, I only play an expert on YouTube. I'm not really an expert in this, so let me get into the medical disclaimer. Always check with your physician before starting any exercise or dietary program. Information here is my personal research into different health topics and is not to be considered medical advice. Okay. Tips for getting and staying active as you age. Let's just put it this way. Deciding to be physically active at any age is a positive choice for your well-being and has a lot of important health benefits. As part of an active lifestyle, older adults should include a combination of different exercise types. Even small amounts of activity throughout the day count toward the 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity and 2 days of muscle strengthening that is recommended each week. That's a lot of time to fit things in, so there are some ways that you can do it. Starting and maintaining a change in your routine, let's face it, can be hard. Fortunately, there are strategies to help you increase your physical activity levels, and there are some tips for getting and staying active. First and foremost, take it slow. It's important to increase your amount of physical activity gradually over a period of weeks to months. And this is mainly to help reduce the risk of injury. So you want to start with lower intensity activities that are appropriate for your current fitness level. Then increase the frequency, intensity, and duration of activities over time. Working your way up slowly and steadily can also help to build confidence, motivation, and a regular routine. When there is a break in your routine, perhaps due to illness or travel, work back up gradually. Older adults who do not have existing injury or a chronic condition and who plan to gradually increase their amounts of physical activity generally do not need to talk to a physician before becoming physically activity. For those of us who, however, do, it's a good idea to talk with our physician and other exercise professionals. They can also help to assess our current physical activity levels, provide advice on appropriate types of exercise, ways to progress at a safe and steady pace, offer continued support through follow-up appointments. As with increasing physical activity, it's also important to be gradual with the exercises themselves. Warming up before exercise and cooling down is recommended to help prevent injuries and other negative health effects, such as a heart attack or stroke. A warm-up prepares your muscles for the exercise and allows the heart rate and breathing to increase gradually. Cool down after activity allows a gradual decrease at the end. One of the other things that is suggested is to set some goals and then to monitor your progress as you've set those goals. This can help encourage you to achieve increased physical activity levels, starting from your current level. Goals are most useful when they are specific and realistic. Let's put it this way. It would not be realistic for me to put as a goal to be able to run a 5K next month. It's not realistic. Okay? This type of goal setting can help update a general goal, such as increase your physical activity, into a measurable and actionable goal, such as to go for a 10-minute walk 3 times per week. Be sure to review your goals regularly as you make progress. To help meet your goals, you can track and record your physical activity. That's a good idea. Same thing as with keeping a food journal. You could do that on your food journal. Doing so daily can provide valuable information about the progress toward achieving weekly physical activity goals. You can use anything from a step counter, a written log. There are online logs. You name it, there are apps that allow you to do that. Some people choose to share their activity with a friend, doctor, or exercise professional for further accountability and feedback. Remember also to celebrate those successes. In my church, I have 2 young ladies that are what they call a calorie deficit buddy, where they are accountable to each other for what's going on as far as their eating and those kind of things, okay? One of the other things to assess is identify and overcome barriers. I'll give you an example. Where I live, yes, I could walk down my road to get some exercise down to a park where there is a good 1.5-mile trail that I could walk. Now, it is a winding road down a mountain side. The people that drive up and down this drive pretty fast up and down that road. So I consider that road a barrier for exercise. So I don't walk it. However, I can walk around my property, I can walk around my house, I could take the car, drive down to the park, go to the park and do my walking there, as long as it's not raining cats and dogs. Unless I really would like to go walk in the rain with a rain slicker or possibly an umbrella. I could do that then. So many older adults face barriers that prevent them from being physically active. Some people don't know about or have access to safe places to be active. Facilities, equipment can be costly. You have to pay a monthly fee for those kind of things. Even with silver sneakers, you are paying a fee most places, although it's a lower fee. And then also a lot of people have concerns about the ability to actually exercise or use the equipment there, getting injury or falling. So other common barriers include not only time, but weather and your interest. Let's face it, if you really don't like walking, that's probably not something that's going to keep you motivated enough to keep walking. Although it's the easiest exercise to do, and it's free, you can do it anyway. So there are some ways, some examples that they give here that kind of give you a way to solve those issues, such as bad weather or poor air quality. Find opportunities to walk indoors, like at a mall, grocery store, or even your big box store. I know someone that goes to Walmart and they've mapped it out with a pedometer what 5 miles is, walking just the outer perimeter of Walmart, inside and outside, depending on what the weather is. Look for physical activity programs you can access through technology at home, such as doing an online group or through Silver Sneakers or the YMCA or STEP centers. Here they're called STEP centers. These are senior centers that you may have in and around your area that you would have a place to walk. Here our senior center has an area where you can walk, and you can walk several times around it. Someone has beads. Supposedly 12 times is a mile, So they've got 12 beads on a string, and you can pick up the string and count your rows, of your beads, so you know how many times you've gone to get a mile in if that's what you're after, those kind of things. And of course, the plus to that is when we are walking through there, it also houses Head Start. So many times you can look into the classrooms and see the children and see some of the activities that they're doing. And I love doing that. Cost, expensive equipment. Like I said, there are a lot of free online videos. I think I shared one with you, NIH, for adults with there are chair exercises, all kinds of exercises on that channel. I think they have 110 videos, if I remember correctly. But there is Walk Fit with Leslie Sassone that is on YouTube. You can get little bits here and there. And I believe she has a full workout there too. But there are a lot of places, YouTube, activities. You may have somebody that has a Zoom group. So maybe that's a way for you. So use items that you already have at home, such as books, detergent jugs, for muscle strengthening activity, even canned goods, Find ways to add physical activity to your day without those special things, like doing household chores, gardening, dancing, playing with your grandchildren. Too tired or low energy. This is a good one. Plan activity for parts of the day you feel the most energetic. Most older adults feel less fatigued during and after physical activity. And sometimes you just have to get up and get yourself motivated to actually get that that sensation, that feeling of feeling good before and after exercise. Lack of motivation, enjoyment, or confidence. Consider working with a professional trainer, either individually or in small groups, to learn proper form and engage in an activity with personalized guidance. Find social support and accountability by working out with a buddy or joining a virtual community. Now, at our senior center, they do Zumba. Zumba does not work for me, but part of the reason it does not work for me is because the person that is teaching or leading the Zumba class, even though she had a 2-day seminar at Penn State with the physical fitness group and therapists and whatnot. Sorry, throat's starting to get a little dry. She does not convey to folks proper moves. If you're doing the move wrong, the person should be calling you out or pulling you aside to show you the move where it works a little bit better for you. That's all I'm going to say on that. Build some social support. Group-based physical activities such as exercise classes, walking groups, or exercise buddy systems not only get you moving, but also provides opportunities for social engagement, friendship, and emotional support. I've told you about the group that one of my retired fellow women, she doesn't even go to my church, she goes to another church, but we've met through some of our Bible studies together. She has a group that she meets with to walk with, different areas around town. Those kind of things around in our area that are great places to walk and to build a little bit of a social network there. Now, most of the women there are women who have children in school, so it's activity for the children as well as the parent. Some of them are younger children, but it's a great social time. She is building a network uh, of us who are getting together, walking together, um, different age groups all together. And that is one thing that I always find interesting in a lot of church settings. It's the older and the younger don't really mingle, and she is actively working on that. So that's a great thing. You can get support from your friends and family, can also increase the motivation, and can be a key part of your success for us as older adults, working towards increasing our activities levels. Encouragement and interaction work well with physical activity. I did tell you about the other gal that does line dancing, and that's a great social time together, with some. And of course, most of these are 60 and older, but it's great social activity together. Just engage in a variety of activities. Part of moving and more or less sitting less each day, we need to engage in some variety of activities. This can also help it be more enjoyable and help reduce the risk of overuse and injury. We need to do a combination of aerobic muscle strengthening and balance activities each week. It's very important as we get older to also incorporate balance. And balance may be as simple as walking a straight line, one toe in front of the other, one heel in front of the other, then doing it backwards. It can be something as simple as holding your foot up and out, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left, then right, balancing on one foot. There's an exercise that is suggested where you have a clock, in a sense, around your body. So you're putting your foot out at noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12, and then doing it in reverse, and also someone calling out different numbers so that you can move that around a little bit. That helps with your balance. They do suggest you do it with your dominant foot, although I know that quite a few of us have found if we do it with our dominant leg and then do it with our other leg, it helps to strengthen the other leg and increase the balance there. So those are some things that you can consider doing. Activity can be done through exercise, chores, errands, walking or biking for transportation or leisure time physical activities such as playing pickleball with friends, taking the stairs, doing work on the yard, swimming, dancing, carrying groceries, helping to care for your grandchildren. They'll keep you active. Joining exercise classes. Consider both indoor and outdoor activities. Find multiple ways to build up an enjoyable activity in your life and participate in the activities that you enjoy. Okay? Make sure when you are doing these things, make sure that your shoes and clothes are comfortable and safe for the movement that you plan to do. Shoes should fit well and provide proper support for your feet with non-skid soles, enough room for your toes, and appropriate heel and arch support. Once they're worn out and no longer feel sturdy or cushioned, it's time to get a new pair. Get them. Your body will thank you. Clothes should let you move easily and not get in the way of being active. Wear fabrics that pull sweat away from your skin and dry quickly. Avoid cotton and look for such terms as moisture wicking. And I would suggest that if you are doing some pretty extensive exercising, where you may have a lot of sweating and those kind of things. Now, They do give quite a few different websites for some information, so I'm going to list those below. There would be like the CDC, Medline Plus, Office of Disease Prevention and Health Promotion, the National Council on Aging, Silver Sneakers, and of course the YMCA. And like I said, check out the NIH YouTube channel. I have shared that in a past video. Maybe I'll put that link down below as well. But these are some great resources to pull from and find some information that can be helpful to you so that you can avoid a lot of falls and accidents, injuries as you get older. All right, guys. That's it for today's video. I hope you learned something. I hope it helped you a little bit. And I'll see you again next week. Everybody have a great week. Bye.